CAL FIRE. He leaves behind a wife and 2 kids.
We have live team coverage. Anthony Bailey is tracking the conditions and the impact on air quality. But first, CBS 47's Fabiola Ramirez is live in Mariposa with the latest on the fire. Fabiola, good morning.
Good morning. As the battle continues to put out this fire, now about 500 personnel have been assigned to the Ferguson Fire, and this morning they just had their meeting in which they're talking about that one of the things that they're dealing with this morning, and they have been doing so for a couple of days, is the steep terrain that is being inaccessible. Right now, crews are fighting this fire at locations where they have the highest probability of success. They began constructing contingency lines along the south and north flanks of the fire. They've also improved structural protection measures along Highway 140. While dealing with the loss of CAL FIRE dozer operator Braden Barney, he leaves behind a wife and 2 kids. The community feeling the loss as well.
He was a really good dad, you know, and the kids, it's just going to be, I don't know, the community will step in and help where they can.
A lot of the flags throughout the community have been put at half-staff in his memory. Now, as far as it comes to closures, Highway 140 north of Mariposa remains closed due to that ongoing investigation. As far as it comes to the cause of the fire, they're still trying to figure it out, and it is unknown at this point. We'll give you the latest once that debriefing meeting is over of what's going to happen today and what crews are looking forward to do to put control on this fire. Live in Mariposa, I'm Fabiola Ramirez, CBS 47. Eyewitness News.
Fabiola, thank you. And here are live pictures out of Yosemite National Park. You can see a lot of smoke that is lingering in the valley there.
Boy, folks going up there today, Anthony, dealing with some major problems.
Big time breathing issues. And in fact, if you have breathing troubles today, probably the day to skip the mountains. In fact, the next several, because you can imagine the smoke pattern is going to linger in the higher elevations. The good news is when it comes to the valley floor, we're going to see it dissipating a little bit over the North Valley as it's going to break up there. Shift in our weather pattern will take, of course, the winds pushing that smoke out of the area here for you. But on the sky cams across the area, you can still see some of that haze there because of the issues from the Ferguson fire there. A little further south right now, quiet conditions here for you on the valley floor. We're dealing with a few local alerts there. Few heat advisories, excuse me, to our north, but not anything that's active within our area. The sun shining bright there. The Quia Delta sky cam on this morning. And temperatures, of course, soaring into the 70s already for Fresno and Porterville. Stay tuned. We'll have a look at the complete forecast brought to you by the Island Water Park.
All right, Anthony, thanks for that. President Trump just wrapped up his meeting in Helsinki, Finland with Russian President Vladimir Putin after a private meet with top advisors, including Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Chief of Staff John Kelly, and National Security Advisor John Bolton also there. We're expecting to hear from those two in a joint press conference, and we'll keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, the Trump administration trying to clarify its plan to reunify migrant families separated at the Mexican border.
A hearing on that is scheduled for later this morning, and Andrew Spencer has those details.
Yolani Padilla and her 6-year-old son are together again, almost 2 months after they were separated at the U.S.-Mexico border. She said it was difficult to explain how she felt because being reunited with her son was such a big moment. Catholic Charities San Antonio has been helping many families through this process by providing food, clothes, and other basic necessities.
Once that they connected, within minutes, I mean, you couldn't get them apart. And it was the same thing. Every single family that we saw this week, they were just with each other, you know, grabbing each other like they're never going to be separated again.
More than 2,500 kids between the ages of 5 and 17 are supposed to be reunited with their parents by July 26th, the court-ordered deadline. But the Department of Health and Human Services has said a significant number of those minors cannot or should not be reunited with the adults from whom they were separated. In a court filing Sunday, the Department of Justice made it clear that officials do not want to reunite a child without confirmation of who the parent is and assurances that the child will be safe. Last Friday, HHS took issue with the court truncating the vetting process, saying it increases the risk that HHS will reunify a child with a parent who will abuse them. The judge called that nothing but cover, saying, quote, it portrays a very grudging reluctance to do things and then ultimately says we are doing truncated procedures and if anything goes wrong, it is on the court. That's the message, the judge said, and it's not appreciated. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
A man accused of killing two men inside a Fresno tattoo shop is now behind bars. That shooting happened Saturday night at the Fresh Ink Tattoo Parlor in the Tower District. Police say 27-year-old Cruz Zinosa shot and killed two of his co-workers inside that shop. He ran off but later turned himself in at the Pismo Police Department. He is now in the Fresno County Jail.
The Democratic candidate for governor is coming to the Valley. Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom set to be in Fresno tomorrow. No details on his trip, I should say, at this hour. The last time he was in town was right before the June primary. He's facing off against Republican John Cox in the November general election.
The man suspected of killing a Fresno teen is expected to appear in court today. 17-year-old Nicholas Calls was shot in the head during an attempted armed robbery in Fresno's Old Fig Garden neighborhood. He died June 28th, 4 days later. 22-year-old Joseph Espinoza was charged in Calls' murder. Police are still searching for other suspects.
Today, Coalinga police are investigating a shooting that sent a man to the hospital around 3 o'clock Sunday morning on North Hackman Street. Officers say they found 28-year-old Antonio Avila shot 3 times. He's in stable condition. Officers spotted a car leaving the scene and arrested 19-year-old Bernardo Gonzalez. They found ammo and a switchblade on him. Gonzalez was arrested but not charged with the shooting. If you know anything, you can call Coalinga police.
In the North Valley, the search continues this morning for the suspect who shot a man multiple times in Merced County. It happened in Planada. The sheriff's office got calls of shots fired and a man down around 6:30 last night. Deputies found a man in his 20s with gunshot wounds near Plainsburg Road and Childs Avenue. He was airlifted to a hospital in Modesto, last listed in critical condition. The shooter was seen in a black car, but we have no description of that suspect.
The Fresno County coroner needs your help to identify a man found dead on the side of a highway. He was found on May 24th near the on-ramp at Highway 41 and Herndon Avenue in Fresno. The sheriff's office believes he was homeless. Other homeless people found him. Investigators could not identify him through fingerprints, but they say it could be this guy who is homeless, who regularly went to the McDonald's at First and Nees and Blackstone and Bullard. If you know anything, you can call the Fresno County Coroner's Office.
In Stanislaus County, 3 men are facing charges for kidnapping a woman from Fresno County. Police say those men kidnapped that woman on July 10th. The next day, they stopped at a gas station. The victim went inside saying she needed to use the restroom, but she went right to the clerk and told her what was going on. That clerk quickly acted. She locked her in the bathroom, called police, and within just minutes, those 3 men were arrested.
We're very powerful, and just where I've been kidnapped, they have 2 guns, please help me. Yes, oh yeah, she probably said please help me 4 times. So I just thought, the bathroom, I can stick her in there, and it's not by up here, it's far enough back where you're safe.
Police say the suspects also sexually assaulted the victim.
I saw huge black flames, or black smoke actually.
You're looking at the aftermath of a chase in Southern California, a fiery end there. This video from a CHP helicopter starts in Santa Ana, then goes to the city of Orange, where the van gets stuck. The driver revs up the engine, and then the van, as you can see, bursts into flames. The driver could not get out and died from his injuries.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, go! Go away!
In Lake Tahoe, a woman had a very close encounter with a bear. Brittany Christensen says her 6-year-old was playing outside. He walked in and told her there was a bear outside. So she stepped in, yelled at the bear, and as you can see, the bear turns around and runs off.
Totally cooperating.
Yeah, and luckily,
Yeah.
That's a big bear.
Man, that's crazy. It's
Yeah.
6:40, and when we come back on this Monday morning, is this the end of Dianne Feinstein's career in the Senate? The surprising snub by her own party.
Also ahead, new tech headed to the front lines. We'll take a first look.
And the heat wave continues, triple digits as far as the eye can see. The full forecast coming up right after the break.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now, your CBS 47 pinpoint weather forecast.
Welcome back. I'm Anthony Bailey here with the Check of Social News Desk. It's all about the vacation views this hour. Of course, we were off a few days last week. Heading down south there. This is me and the family down at the, of course, Aquarium of the Pacific. Hanging out down there in Long Beach. Of course, a photo of the girls here getting a chance to talk with one of the aquarium curators there about all the great, of course, fish and different animals and jellyfish and stingrays down there. Just a great time, of course, there in Long Beach. Of course, we'd love to see where you're getting away to as well as you guys travel over the weekend. Snap some of those photos and share them with us. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'd love to go ahead and get those on the air for you. You can always hashtag your photo 47 weather as well. We'll get a chance to share them through the morning hours. Of course, it was a really nice weekend. Southern California, a little cooler than what we're seeing here over the valley floor. And in fact, a little more monsoon moisture down there as well. Thunderstorm threats were there. We will see that shifting mountains as we head toward the middle of the week. But it's a quiet start right now on the radar for us. In fact, no active alerts in our region, but as you travel a little bit north, heat advisories both to the north of Yosemite and then also out across the Nevada line as well. Hot temps, so that is the theme of this week already at 73 degrees right now in Fresno with a northwest wind at the airport at 6 miles an hour. We're looking at upper 60 stretching across the South Valley, with the exception of Porterville, which has now hit the 70-degree mark, and then 66 degrees in the northern end in the, of course, Merced and Madera areas. On yesterday, we saw, well, scorching hot temperatures out for the Fresno area, 103 degrees, folks. The streak continues. Of course, we were at 9 yesterday. Forecast is back in the triple-digit range again today. That would make 10 straight days at or above 100 degrees for Fresno. The record, 21 straight days, and we'll see if we get there because right now the road to the next 11 days looks hot across the region, folks. Right now, high pressure anchored out to our east and is not forecast to shift much at all over the next several days, keeping those temperatures in the triple-digit range across the Fresno area and surrounding communities here on the valley floor. Not much in the way of cloud cover on the way. Certainly no cooler systems moving in anytime soon. Air quality beyond the wildfire areas that we'll see issues in the foothills and the mountains today. Back in the moderate range for the valley floor from Merced through Tulare counties. And here's a look at what we can expect temperature-wise. Yep, no chance of outdoor lunches being comfortable anytime soon. 88 degrees there for us by the noon hour, up to the triple-digit mark at 4 p.m. For the Fresno Clovis area, we're looking at temperatures in the 90s. And triple digits on the way for the afternoon. And then as you head into the higher elevations, even there where we typically get a little reprieve, you're still talking about the mid-80s there for you in the afternoons. Here's a look at the day ahead for us. 100 104 on tap for Lemoore, 106 on the way for Kalinga. And the extended forecast, well, we'll be grinning and bearing it because we're looking at mild to warmer temperatures overnight and triple-digit plus all the way through Sunday. If we were to see another week like this, the following week, we would get close to tying the record for consecutive triple-digit days here in the city of Fresno.
We'd all be mad.
We're all going to cry. That's
Yes.
the record we do not need a break.
Exactly, yeah. It'd be nice to get away from those. We need a cooler system in right now. Long-range model is not really showing us one.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Andy.
The California Democratic Party is endorsing Kevin De Leon for U.S. Senate, snubbing longtime Senator Dianne Feinstein. De Leon got 65% of the vote. Feinstein only 7%.
I think that this is a real opportunity to travel up and down the state of California and really engage with voters and provide them a real contrast between the status quo, the senior incumbent, and a new face.
Feinstein has been the senior U.S. Senator from California since 1992.
The U.S. Army is undergoing a major effort now to keep the country's defenses on the cutting edge. This week, they announced a new command in Austin, Texas, with new technology headed to the front lines. These may look like two normal military transport trucks, but this second one is driverless. It's guided by the first. The goal is to reduce the manpower needed to drive supplies across dangerous battlefields.
It's a brave new world in terms of this next generation of technologies that will change fundamentally the character of warfare as we know it now.
Engineers are also testing drones, new handguns, even night vision goggles that can help soldiers and pilots see through thick fog or even sand clouds. It is all part of Defense Secretary Jim Mattis's National Defense Strategy to prepare for high-tech conflicts. A group is helping make American symphony orchestras look a little more like America. The road to Carnegie Hall starts in Miami Beach. The group of accomplished young musicians come from all across the country to take part in a new program helping minority musicians land in major symphony orchestras. African Americans make up less than 2% of the musicians in orchestras nationwide, and for Latinos, it's less than 3%.
Why is it that there are so few African Americans and Latinos in orchestra?
Well, you know, we're an art form that came here from Europe. You know, our unions were segregated until 1964. The musicians' union, either a black union or a white union, and there was active discrimination.
There is a seminar on how to focus with built-in distractions and mock auditions where candidates audition behind a screen just like a real tryout, but you can only hear them, not see them. So the focus is on the music rather, not on the person.
Scientists at the San Diego Zoo are hoping to bring extinct animals back to life. They're using new high-tech tools to do it. The lab has frozen DNA from more than 10,000 different animals. Their mission is crucial, we're told. Global populations of vertebrate animals have declined by about 60% since 1970. Scientists now rushing to change that. Ever since a northern white rhino died, he was the last male of his subspecies.
We may be able to genetically rescue some species that have had their gene pools shrink to gene puddles.
Scientists are hoping to jumpstart the subspecies through a complex method of fertilization. An embryo would be implanted in a host rhino capable of giving birth.
All right, Diana's joining us now from the SPCA. Good morning, Diana.
Good morning.
And you brought two puppies.
Yes.
Who are these guys?
So this is Heaven and Nevaeh. They're two little girls, and actually they're not both puppies. So this one's 2 years old, even though she looks like she's a puppy, yeah.
Oh,
so she's
so
2.
little.
She is 3 months, though.
Okay. They're cute, and I mean,
Yeah.
they both play like puppies. She's really good.
Yeah. So the story with them, though, is they were both strays. Originally, I was going to bring one, but they freak out when they're not together.
Do they
so,
really?
Yeah, they're not siblings, but they're obviously best friends.
Oh my gosh. How
Yeah.
long have they been at the shelter?
We haven't had them for long. They came in together. They were both wearing like the same type of collar. So we're guessing that they've been together for quite some time now. But yes, now it's time to find them a new home because nobody has gone and claimed them. So we're just trying to get them out of the shelter, hopefully together, but if not, at least just a new home.
That's so interesting. It makes you wonder if she's been looking out for her since she's so little.
She's definitely, since she is older, it's definitely mother-type relationship because she takes care of her and she is super attached to her.
How sweet. Look how cute they are.
Yeah.
And so what kind of dogs are each of them?
So Heaven right here is a little terrier mix, but she's already 2, so she's probably a smaller type. We're not entirely sure since she was a stray. We can't guarantee, but this is as big as she's going to get. And then Nevaeh here is a little chihuahua.
She's so cute. So we want to hopefully keep them together since they've been together this whole time, and they're both available today. Diana, where can people find them?
They can go straight to our shelter. We're located on 103 South Hughes. We open at 10 a.m. today, and they'll both be there.
Okay, and they are so cute. So if you have room for two, these two are super cute. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope they get a home.
Yeah.
All right, it is 6:52 now. Here's a look at what's coming up at 7.
Coming up, President Trump meets one-on-one with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The latest from Helsinki, Finland, as Nora O'Donnell leads our complete summit coverage. Plus, Jeff Glor's candid interview with President Trump. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
The signal was, yeah, no, it just keeps saying dialing, dialing.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank, we got here. Hey, yes, we're testing 1, 2, 3. We're live out.
Now, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
We are tracking the Ferguson Fire at this hour near Yosemite National Park. Are threatened and evacuation orders are in place.
This is burning in the Savage Trading Post area west of Yosemite between Mid-Pines and El Portal. It broke out Friday night and is now up to 9,200 acres, just 2% contained. Firefighter Braden Varney was killed Saturday fighting the fire. He was driving a bulldozer for CAL FIRE. He leaves behind a wife and 2 kids.
CBS 47's Fabiola Ramirez is live in Mariposa with the very latest. Fabiola, good morning.
And the firefight continues to put out the fire. Now this morning, crews just had their debriefing in which they're talking about one of the things that they're going to be struggling with today, and they have been doing so for the last couple of days, which is very steep terrain and many areas which are inaccessible. Now, as far as it comes to the firefighter who lost his life, they say they still haven't been able to retrieve his body from the area, as the same thing is happening, that the area is very inaccessible, but they will be doing that as soon as they can. Right now, crews are fighting the fire at locations where they have the highest possibility of success. They begun constructing contingency lines along the south and north flank of the fire. They've also improved structure protection measures along Highway 140. Right now, over 200 structures are threatened, and many people have evacuated already.
It is bad for the people who come here to try to enjoy the park, but I mean, it's not taking the money.
Is he taking this off? Highway 140 north of Mariposa remains closed due to an ongoing investigation, and there's also fire activity happening in that area. I just spoke right now to fire crews who are telling me the fire is still under investigation. They're trying to figure out exactly what it is that started the fire, but they say today their main concern is just putting out that fire, trying to get a better containment on it, especially because it grew drastically overnight. They're telling me it grew about doubled the size. They're saying over 9,000, but they haven't given the exact number as of right now. They're trying to get those numbers together. For now, live in Mariposa, Fabiola Ramirez, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
All right, Fabiola, thanks.